Good morning, everybody. Welcome to day 13 of Passion for Proverbs. Today's verse is coming from verse 24. It says, "If you withhold correction and punishment from your children, you demonstrate a lack of true love. So prove your love and be prompt to punish them." The King James, I believe, simply states, "Spare the rod and spoil the child." Um, I think this is the main reason that we are seeing the disconnect, the rioting, the disrespect for law enforcement, all of those things is because our society has started this movement of getting away from punishing your children when they do wrong. I'm not a fan of child abuse, but when your kid is young, you have to put boundaries. There has to be consequences when you make bad choices. And when they learn that there are consequences, then they make a lot fewer bad choices. And like I said, I think we're seeing the effects of the lack of that at our day and time. Sometimes love requires us to do difficult things. God is the same with us. He wants to stop us. He wants to try to eliminate us from doing things. He'll put barriers out there, and sometimes we just blow straight through them. But he wants to try and prevent us from doing wrong so that those things won't end up hurting us in the end. The word tells us that he will not allow us to be tempted beyond that which we can bear, but with every temptation, offer a way of escape. So God puts exit ramps out in front of us before we get to the wreck, so to speak. But it's up to us to keep an eye out for those ramps and take them rather than going down the dead end road. Some people have to crash and burn. Maybe they miss the ramps, they crash and burn, then they come to their senses and they come back to the Lord. Some people go down that road and they never return. So, but God, a good father will discipline his children. And I think that's a very important piece that is lacking in our society today. Growing up as a kid, my dad in high school, teachers were allowed to give paddles to kids. When they got out of line, you could actually go as high as 7 paddles. And some teachers would go to the maximum. Some of them would just do 2 or 3, whatever was needed. But my dad was very well known for his ability to paddle, and nobody wanted to get licks from my dad. And there was a couple other teachers when I was in junior high that had the same reputation, and I actually ended up at the end of their paddle once or twice. But I learned quickly that was not a place I wanted to be, and so I straightened up. So I believe that correction does help, and regardless of what our society says now. So if you withhold correction and punishment from your children, you're really demonstrating that you don't care about their future. And so that's the proverb for today, and we'll see you tomorrow morning.